So, what's going on, guys? My name is Novi, and today I'm gonna show you my stock picks for October 21 or for autumn in general. So, without any delay, let's just jump into it. So, here we go. So, basically, the whole stock market is crashing at the moment, and with that being the case, I'm looking for buying opportunities, well, to buy the dip, so to speak. And that is what we are going to do today. So we start with a couple of stocks that usually, well, they are not really dip based or kind of on a trend that goes up, but I like to trade them just because they are so volatile and at the same time there's such a weird pattern to them, and this is why I kind of like them, since they usually keep repeating the pattern over and over again. And that being the case, my first target is, or my first topic for today is going to be Rite. So I don't know if you've ever heard about Rite or not. Basically, it's a pharmacy company. And last year, after the spike of COVID, or maybe a little bit even before, we saw a huge uptrend in the market of Rite. At the same time, what happens over and over again every year is that during autumn, so during this time of the year, we see a spike, where the market suddenly jumps, sometimes like it doubles or even triples, because it is autumn season, so it is flu season, and thus the market, or rather general the pharmacy industry, tends to see jumps to the upside. And I'm gonna quickly look at the chart now so you see what I'm talking about. So in front of me, we can see Rite Aid, and so we are trading above the 200 weekly EMA, and usually after getting close to the 200 EMA, we see a spike up to the upside, which means we are likely to see a move to the upside, especially in autumn. So if you check here, September 2019, we saw a movement from five, well, almost $5 to here to 11, where we broke the previous high, and then in December we saw a move all the way to 24. And last year, 2020, again the same happened here. September, October, November, and suddenly we saw a huge spike up to the upside, and we broke again the previous highs. Here we had a little bit of a consolidation pattern at the 200 EMA at this support line here, which was here at around $9, $10, and the same could happen here now at 13, $12, so somewhere around here, where we could see some kind of movement to the side. Here we see a double bottom. The MACD is forming a divergence. The stochastic is forming a divergence, so is the CCI, and the RSI at the moment is forming a double bottom. So technically this indicates if we can stay here for 1 or 2 weeks more, we will see a spike until likely December. So this is why this is one of the stocks that I'm watching out for, and I'm likely going to buy it. Now for the stop loss, it will either be below the 200 EMA, which is at around 1150. Or if I go for 1 to 2 and I target the 25 area, I could simply go and put my stop loss here at around $8 9, so at these lows here. Maybe I will take two trades, the first one now, and then I will wait for maybe better confirmation, and there my stop loss will be tighter. So this is my first trade. So my second stock pick is Virgin Galactics. Now I don't know why, but I really like the stock. So basically, a couple of weeks ago, some billionaires, millionaires, some organizations invested at around 25, and the stock was at around $25, about 300 to 500 millions, or they bought shares at worth 300, 500 millions, and basically now the stock market dropped even to $22, and in mid-October, I mean, of course, it always depends on the weather, but in mid-October, they are planning to, or maybe end of October, they're planning to have another flight test. And by the, well, maybe by summer next year, the stock market could like Virgin Galactic could go really, really big. And some people are really considering it to be, maybe it could reach the same levels as Tesla at the moment. So in the next couple of years, this stock could really, really spike up and go high. So this is why Virgin Galactic is my second pick, and I just like it in general because it is such an innovation, and it really, at the same time, it doesn't make sense. People are just flying out to space, but they do, and people like it. So we are going to Mars, I guess, whatever. But the stock market is the stock has so much potential. So this is why we are here. So now, if I quickly take a look at the chart. So my second stock pick is Virgin Galactics. Now I don't know why, but I really like the stock. So basically, a couple of weeks ago, some billionaires, millionaires, some organizations invested at around 25, and the stock was at around $25, about 300 to 500 millions, or they bought shares at worth 300, 500 millions. And basically now the stock market dropped even to $22. And in mid-October, I mean, of course, it always depends on the weather, but in mid-October, they are planning to, or maybe end of October, they're planning to have another flight test. And by the, well, maybe by summer next year, the stock market could like Virgin Galactic could go really, really big. And some people are really considering it to be, maybe it could reach the same levels as Tesla at the moment. So in the next couple of years, this stock could really, really spike up and go high. So this is why Virgin Galactic is my second pick, and I just like it in general because it is such an innovation, and it really, at the same time, it doesn't make sense. People are just flying out to space, but they do, and people like it. So we are going to Mars, I guess, whatever. But the stock market is the stock has so much potential. So this is why we are here. So now, if I quickly take a look at the chart, so we are here at the 2019 levels, where we have here a support line, previously support and resistance line. So here we saw a gap, and that is now being closed. So here we could see a turnaround, or we could drop all the way down to 15, 16. Whatever the case it be, regarding the risk to the downside is about 10, not even $10, but to the upside you have about $40. So it's like a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio. And if you planning on keeping it for a longer term, the difference could be much higher since we could go all the way up to 100 and in the next years maybe even further. So Virgin Galactic is my second pick, and here you have it. So my third stock pick is, well, Disney. Disney is a classic. It has potential in the future, as it always does, just because it is Disney, and they invested or they are investing now in movies and all those kind of things. So they are growing constantly. For me, Disney is a stock that you could buy if you want to get dividends paid out, or if you just want to invest it and not rushing with your money growth. So if you're capable of slowly waiting for the stock market to go higher, and this is why I prefer Disney, especially at the moment because we are seeing a drop. The whole market is crashing at the moment, and Disney is pulling back really nicely and still holding its move to the upside. So we are still seeing a bullish continuation of the market, and this is why Disney is my third stock pick. So now let's take a quick look at the chart. Look at the chart, and what we see here is, if we just quickly add some indicators. So now we are here looking at the weekly chart, and we are here constantly forming higher lows. I mean, here now we are maybe forming this kind of triangle. So this could break out to either direction, but I assume that we will still have some time to go and trade within or between the support line here and the resistance line here, and this is where this triangle comes in play. So at some point we will see a breakout. What well, but technically it looks like we will or can go higher, since Disney is a stock market that usually goes higher. Is, well, kind of an indices, but it belongs kind of to them since the movement is pretty similar. But here what I like is this formation of the higher low here and this one here, and on top of that this triangle being formed. And if we have here the RSI and the MACD, we see here that we could go lower and form a divergence, because the MACD at the moment looks like it will go lower, at least on the weekly, and this simply means that here we could see a sideways movement. And if this were to happen, why will it go sideways and the RSI can still go a little bit lower, which is this scenario here where we are forming a bullish divergence within this triangle, then chances are we will go up. So my stop loss would be at around 1765, and obviously I would target the previous highs and much higher, because the stock at the moment is at around 174. So 165 would be my stop loss. If we were to break down, I would look for another buying opportunity at 165 with a stop loss here at around 155. But for now, this is the plan, and the my kind of analysis for Disney. Now at the same time, if we just change the candlesticks to hiking ashi, which is one that I pretty like. We see here if we quickly change to the weekly, even better formation of the triangle here. So you see here we are seeing this higher low, which is pretty bullish for me, and we might here then go maybe break out of this triangle, retest it, and then see a higher move to 200, so the previous highs, and then maybe go even much higher from there. But anyways, this was, or these were my three stock picks. So thanks for watching.